resident of Dansville, New York. I was a student at Geneseo. I came here in 1978, kind of an undeclared major, but transitioned into sociology and criminal justice minors. So 1978 to 1982, I was a student here, and I lived in Nassau Hall all 4 years. As I was here as a student, they started what they called a PSA program, Public Safety Aid Program. At that time, they were looking for student representatives to kind of watch over the gyms and the library. So they started a whole new program called PSAs, and that was in 1979. So I was one of the first hires for that program. And I worked primarily in the gym because I was also an athlete here. So I was pretty familiar with the gym operations. So I worked there, and my job was pretty much to let people come in early in the morning to work out, but in a safe environment. So they kind of locked all the doors except one and had people check in, and then we'd come in early hours and work out. So I did that for a half of the year, and then it was kind of an upgrade in pay to start as a dispatcher in the public safety department then. So we used student dispatchers then. So for 3 years I did that. So I would dispatch actually year round, even summers, because I lived so closely. I worked all year round for 3 years. That took me to 1982 when I graduated and needed a real full-time job. I went to work as a youth counselor for Steuben County Detention Center in Bath, New York. And I worked there for a year and a half. And then in 1984 I came back as a public safety officer. That was my first job as a law enforcement officer back here. When I was offered the position as a public safety officer to a place where I really loved, I mean, it was a no-brainer for me. So for me, it feels like you're never not on duty. But there are times where you can put the cell phone away, and what I usually like to do is I do a lot during the warm weather times with golfing and things like that. I play in some leagues and do tournaments and things like that. So I spend a lot of time on the golf course until the weather gets bad. And then I still sneak out if I can. I think the most important thing on a college campus is you can enjoy yourself and push the boundaries. If you do anything in moderation, you know, you're better off. So anything with the drinking or excessive celebrations or anything done in moderation allows the thought process to come in and to say, you know, is this safe? If it's not safe, how can we make it safe? And let's do things a little differently. Over the years, I've seen instances where, you know, they didn't do things in moderation, and sometimes there's some tragic results in that.